Hi guys. How are you doing? So I wanted to come here today and finish up the previous recording that I started yesterday about this month's energies. I just want to share with you what Spirit shared with me and showing me what I'm going to be moving through, which I already started moving through for myself, and also it's possible for others such as yourself. So with that being said, let's get started. So this month is about letting go, surrendering, relinquishing your power, not your power, relinquishing your control to your higher source, to God, to your higher self, to whatever it is that you choose. And allow yourself to be like a leaf on the spiritual waters of evolution so that you can grow, so things can be purged from you, things can be burned out, so you can go through that sacred flame and allow your being to absorb new gifts and new tools and awaken more into consciousness. So stay open to the possibilities that are going to happen within this particular month. Let go of the outcome of how it's going to look. This is a really big one. A lot of us always have an idea of how things are supposed to look. You know, how ascension is supposed to look, how being conscious is supposed to look, how evolving is supposed to look. And that is actually a construct that which we have created for ourselves. And it's also like our own little jail cell because it doesn't really let us move beyond that. So, for instance, in order for you to gain something, it might mean that you need to burn through something to lose it. And if while going through that process of burning, we're like, oh, this doesn't feel comfortable, this is not enlightenment, this is not being more conscious, that you might push against it and resist it and therefore not go through that burning process. Therefore, you will not achieve that particular new talent or that new ability or reach that level of consciousness. So really work on letting go of what you perceive the outcome is supposed to look like. Because honestly, none of us really do know what it's going to look like for you and for you and for you or for me. Because we're all going to be different, but we also, none of us really know what it's really going to look like. So I really want you to think of a forest fire. Now, a forest fire in general is actually really healthy for the forest. As it burns things up, it adds more nutrients and nitrogen that go into the soil and nourish actually the plants that are already there and actually nourish new growth. So think about this time as well as you have the opportunity to burn through things that no longer serve you. You burn through things that are kind of holding you back, that is preventing your growth. But actually, and at the same time, you're inviting new seeds to be, to germinate and to grow. So this is really important for this time. When you relinquish of what doesn't serve you, you burn it away. So some of you might say, well, I really don't know what is perhaps stopping me, pulling me, preventing me from moving forward. So first of all, I'd like for you to place an intention of what you want to gain for yourself for this month. And with that, if you do know what is perhaps stopping you or pulling you or preventing you from your growth, then offer that up too. You know, divine spirit, I want this to be burned away. But realize that as you go through this process, this is not just a thought that you're going to have one time a day or one time this month. This is a thought that I want you to pull in every single hour, realizing that this is getting burned away, this is getting burned away, this is getting burned away. And I'm opening up the space for new growth and new gifts and new consciousness. Okay, so you might be feeling the burn. And don't freak out. I'm feeling the burn so bad today. Heavy, crying, just really feeling the density of what I'm giving up. And it's good. I'm glad. I'm loving that I'm giving it up, but I'm feeling it too. So just know that it may be uncomfortable at times, and just breathe through it. Do what you need to do. Take care of you. If it means having a down day, going back to bed and staying in bed all day, that's fine. If it means binging on pizza, fine. Not the best thing health-wise, but hey, if that's what you need, if that's what your body's saying that what it needs and what it wants, then just do that sort of thing, okay? So really want you to work on making an intention for today. And then also, as I said before, also look at what do you think has been preventing you from receiving that in the past. Like for some of us, it may be that I really want the gift of being an empath. Well, what perhaps maybe have been resisting, you've been resisting or holding on to, and it could be that you just want to control your thoughts, right? You don't want something to pull you in one direction or another. So relinquish that control again to your higher self. Thirdly, if you don't know what is perhaps holding you back, then just pay attention to your judgments, to your excuses, to the resistance that may be showing up. This is where you're going to find those limited beliefs. This is where you're going to find your blocks. This is where you're going to find what's holding you back. Ask yourself, why are these things showing up? Really to try to find what's behind it. And for instance, for me, I'm a very logical person. I like to prove everything scientifically, and that in itself can really affect what I may experience and how I may experience things, because the brain literally takes in like 60 billion bits of information, but only records in your mind for you to process like a couple million, and that's it. That means the other millions and millions of, and billions actually, I should say, of information we're not even registering because we think this is norm, this is in the parameters of what we need in this lifetime, and this is what's accepted, etc., etc. So I want to go ahead and burn through my mental body, my third dimensional mental body, so that that's no longer a hindrance in my world, so that I can raise in consciousness, bring on more gifts so that I can help you better. And it's burning. So really try to pay attention to what perhaps may be holding you back. And you can really find that, like I said, through your judgments, your excuses, and knowing your resistance and figuring out what's backing that up. What false beliefs are there? What limiting beliefs are there? And these are the things that you can offer up, like I said, to be burned. And so these are the tools that you can use for this month. And again, this is an hourly practice. What you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So if you only put into it, one time a day, then you're going to get that same level back. I'm getting right now from Spirit, that's not true. Okay, so you will get more of intensity the more you focus on it, but you will still get, everyone's going to get affected by this regardless. Some people who are not so open in their consciousness, not so much on this path right now, they may get a little umpity ump, but not as much as those who really say, I'm here, I'm open, and I want to just grow in consciousness. I want to grow in my heart. So, so far, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing. And again, like I said before, for those of you who are on the spiritual path of light, enlightenment, and light, want to bring more light to this planet, just stay away from social media. Stay away from media altogether. There's going to be a lot more barking. It's going to be a lot more louder. Just ignore it. It's going to be really tempting. Already I've got today, I think I got like 8 different videos, and it's like, ooh, right? I want to look at that. It's like, no, no. Most of my friends that send me stuff, I go, okay, guys, just give me the cliff notes if there's something here that I really need to understand and know. And just move on, because those things are going to be like little hooks to go, oh my gosh, that happened? Why would they be doing that? Why are they looking for that? Why do they want to suppress that? Right? And it's going to bring your energy down. You don't want that. You don't want anything to sidetrack you to bring your energy down. You want to stay in your sovereign place within yourself, within your heart, to allow yourself to rise. This is going to be a quick evolutionary month, but the beauty of this month is you are going to get times of respite. You're going to get times of downtime, so you can process all this stuff. So I hope this was helpful. Please leave me a 1 if you're seeing this live. Let me know if you're seeing it replay, and let me know where you're from. And if you are a light worker, what is your gifts? What are you bringing to the table for the world? Because I really like to keep in touch with everybody. I do have a group that's on Messenger. And so if you are a light worker, I'd like to invite you to that, because we're there basically as a platform to support one another. And hey, if you get certain hits or I get certain hits, I kind of share them on there. Or if you're just generally, you're like, hey, this stuff interests me, but I'm not really in that world, and you just want to be in a supportive group that we just put out love and light. And, if you're having a great day or a not so great day, we're there to celebrate your wins and to help lift you up when you're down. Let me know, because it's a support group I've got going in Messenger too. And lastly, if anybody needs help this month, I do have at least 3 different openings currently right now when it comes to clientele. So I do work with people on this level as far as helping them establish new habits that create new beliefs, wiping out old programmings on a cellular level and on a genetic level as well. I know, Ricardo, you went ahead and mentioned that you wanted me to talk more about ancestral memory and how can we release that. There's 2 people that I know that do that. I can do that, but that's like a one-on-one working with you. And there's also another one who does Akashic records. So anybody's interested in any of that, I can definitely help you or direct you to that person who does Akashic clearing. And if you are a person out there who does cellular release or ancestral relief or Akashic clearing, please contact me so I have your name as well. So anybody, if you come across any gifts or you feel, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going crazy, I don't know what I'm doing, and you really want to go and have a guide to this new world, that's what I do. That's what I help people with. I'm the spiritual mentor to help you. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great night. And don't worry, this is going to be a fantastic month.